Welcome back to the R&D podcast. Little week 11 recap. My name's Dalton. We got Port, Chin, and RJ with us today. We'll get right into it.
I'll be right back real quick. Hold on.
Immediately to start the show, RJ disappears on us. I mean, we've been waiting to start the show for 15 minutes now. I don't know why he couldn't have done this
Christmas
before,
tree.
but gotta love RJ. Anyways, we'll get locked back into the actual games for the week. We'll start with Alabama LSU. This game was actually at this game. Fun game to be at. Atmosphere was great. Bryant-Denny Stadium is definitely getting louder. Like I feel like over the past couple of years, progressively, it's gotten louder. This game was extremely loud for an LSU team that was kind of had their backs against the wall. I think Alabama's offense just kind of had a struggle game. No discredit to LSU's defense. LSU's defense is a pretty good unit. That's not been their problem all year long. It's been offense. Garrett Nussmeier gets benched in this game. We'll start with you, Port. What were you thinking about this game?
I didn't watch a ton of it, but I did notice that right there in the first half, that it did seem like both teams were struggling to really do anything offensively. It really looked like I'm not sure if it was more of a defensive matchup or just that both offenses couldn't get rolling.
Yeah. It was definitely a defensive game. I think you kind of say that, the offense can't get rolling. There's a lot of times where Ty Simpson and this Alabama offense had an opportunity to have a big play or some type of chunk play, but you felt like you kept seeing the in between the tackles runs that just weren't getting anywhere. Chen, what about you? What did you see in this game?
Yeah, it was great defensive from both sides. Kind of expected that from LSU because their defense is real good. Offensively, LSU didn't really start looking explosive until they switched quarterbacks. And I guess that's just a different game plan. You're not expecting Nussmeier to run. Ty Simpson looked better than South Carolina. He wasn't missing like the throws you expect him to hit. But yeah, the runs that we run, it's like they're either in the middle or if they're on the edge, it takes too long to develop. And then by that time, the defense is already there.
So
Yeah.
you said something about Ty Simpson and him being able to hit throws. I think in this game there were several times, and I feel like throughout the year we've seen times where Ty Simpson's loaded up to throw a deep ball, and it just seems like the ball slips out of his hand, like it just is a moonshot.
Yeah,
I know.
I didn't see either one of the underthrow and then the overthrow. I didn't see either one of those. I was
Well, they were
away.
back to back plays. I mean,
Yeah, I
same
didn't
play
see that.
call, and that's Ty Simpson's biggest weakness. I feel like is his deep ball accuracy. He's had a couple overthrows, a couple underthrows, but really and truly a pretty solid game from him. Whenever you go and watch it back, in the moment you felt like he was kind of playing wishy washy, but really and truly a pretty solid game overall from Ty Simpson. The main storyline has been Alabama's run game, just not been able to produce. You have these short routes, these short screens, like now screens, whatever, all out to the boundary, that you would count as a rush almost, but they're not. And in between the tackle run game for Alabama has been basically non-existent this whole year. We've had one game where we've had over 100-yard rusher. That was Jam Miller against Vanderbilt, I want to say. So until Alabama can correct that, you're still going to see, them struggle offensively against pretty decent teams, against decent defenses. I think if you look back at Kalen DeBoer's coaching history, he hasn't had a season except for, I think last year was actually his highest rushing total season as a head coach. So that's an interesting stat to look at. So especially whenever you go back and you look at Washington that made it in the national championship back in 23. RJ, what did you see in this game? What did you think about Bama versus LSU?
Well, it was a good defensive game, but hats off to LSU's defense playing really well that game, and their offense was just not helping them out at all. I mean, it looked like a high school offense that was on the field out there. I mean, every freaking play was like almost a screenplay, wide receiver screen, middle screen. I mean, you can't run that the whole game, and that's how it was. And then also, I think LSU had like three to five crucial drops in this game too. It's just their offense. I mean, this is the worst LSU offense I've ever seen in my time living on this earth. But hats off to Bama winning that game. You got to get that round game going for this Oklahoma game because Oklahoma defense is will come after you.
Yeah, and Oklahoma's offense is definitely a little bit better than what LSU's put on the field this year. You know, you look back at preseason, LSU's favored to be one of the national championship contending teams, and now you look at what they have. Brian Kelly fired, interim head coach Frank Taylor there. A lot of interesting stuff going on in Baton Rouge, but you know, moral of the story is Alabama's run game still struggles. Todd Simpson puts on a decent performance, good enough to win the game, but not at the level that you expect maybe Todd to play at. And he's kind of regressed a couple against South Carolina, against Missouri. And he's this whole slate of games he's had in a row right now has been tough to make it through and continue to play as good as well as he has been. But overall, Alabama gets through this game against LSU. Michael Van Buren comes in for Garrett Nussmeier in the third quarter. I think there was 5 minutes left whenever he came in. And he kind of gave this LSU team a little bit of a spark with his run, with his legs, with his run game. But overall, LSU just couldn't find a way to get into the end zone, and that ended up being their demise. Huge plays by Yonze Pierre. He continues to be a stud and continue to show what he can do on the outside, rushing the quarterback. We'll move to this next game. I think I was the only one that had Georgia in this game out of all three of us, or all four of us. Sorry. So I think it was a 3-1. Boys, what happened? What happened here?
Well, Mississippi State didn't get the calls they wanted, and it all went downhill from there. So, and Georgia took that momentum and put belt to ass on them. So,
Shapen, right? We'll talk about him a little bit. He went, I think I want to say he went 13 or 13. I don't have the stats pulled up right here in front of me. Let me get them pulled up. 10 for 15, 86 yards. And then he got benched. I want to say Kamario Taylor comes in 6 for 10, 87 yards, and 3 rushing touchdowns on the day for Mr. Taylor. A lot of people are saying him. I saw Twitter was going crazy. I was walking to the stadium for the Bama game, trying to watch it on my phone, and my phone kept going off saying this kid Taylor for Mississippi State's going to be a dog as he progresses in his career.
yeah, he looked really good at the end there. Of the game.
Let's not take it for granted. This Mississippi State team, their record does not show that they're good, but they've been in a lot of close games. You got to take Tennessee into overtime at home. You take Texas into overtime at home. And in this game against Georgia, you get your wheels knocked off for 20. Kind of interesting. Good win for Georgia. What you got for us, Sport? I know you were pretty heavy on Mississippi State.
So, I mean, coming into the game, you got to look at it. You have a Georgia team that is struggling to maintain pace and a Mississippi State team that is showing progression. And then, obviously, off the statistical side of it, both teams look identical. But the numbers can lie at times, and this weekend was obviously one of those opportunities where they could tell lies.
Yeah, that's part of college football, man. You never know what's going to happen on a Saturday. It all can change up on you pretty quickly. Chin, what you got to say about the Mississippi State Bulldogs?
If the game was over at the end of the first quarter, Mississippi State wins it, but it's 4 quarters. I think Kirby did a good job, doing what he does best. Not cheating. But yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah. Georgia looked pretty
That's
good.
That's a good joke, RJ. Clap it up.
Thank you. Thank you.
But yeah, scary head on Lucky, I think it was.
Yeah,
Hope he's
Lawson
good.
Lucky.
Hope he's all right. I didn't really watch much second half.
I'll tell you what, the second quarter for Georgia is where they really took it away from Mississippi State, 21 in the second. A huge win for the Dogs, like I was saying. We'll move now to probably the game that I've been wanting to talk about the most. This Auburn versus Vandy game. Auburn takes Vanderbilt into overtime in Nashville, 45-38 for the Commodores. Pavia has another great game. He's showing why he is top 5 Heisman. What was it? 377 in the air, 112 on the ground. He played ball. He played ball, straight up played ball. Stowers continues to show why he's one of the best tight ends in the country, if not the best tight end in the country. 12 receptions, 122 yards. The big talk going into this game was DJ Durkin. And is DJ Durkin the guy? Is he going to come out and he's going to perform and try to keep this head coaching spot whenever we come into the offseason? Or is, interim coaching and defensive coordinator just his role at Auburn? And this week, I think I've gotten a lot of mixed opinions. You got a lot of people that were happy because you saw this Auburn offense put up 353 yards in the air with Ashton Daniels, and it's the first time all season that you've seen this Auburn offense really, really do well. Besides maybe the Baylor game, but that was on the ground. We'll start with the biggest Auburn fan I want to say in this podcast. RJ, how are you feeling about this game?
I can't really say much about this game, honestly, except for the defense first game not showing up and got their eyes beat out in. But the boys fought really hard. I could tell they really wanted to win that game, especially Durkin. It's kind of hard to say right now to keep Durkin at head coach, but definitely keep him as a defensive coordinator. And it was just a hard fought loss. I don't care about losing. I just want to see our offense perform well, and they did, but then our defense didn't show up. It's Durkin's first game. I feel like he's more focused on the offense than the defense, and that's where he messed up at. And then our defense got torched apart. But other than that, I love to see the fight, and I love our offense, how good they look on the field.
Let me ask you this: was it because of Durkin being the head coach? Do you think the reason for the lack of defensive performance was due to Durkin being head coach?
I do a little bit, and I don't. Bama did it. Bama showed it. Texas kind of showed it. All you really got to do is just contain Pavia and contain Eli Stowers, and Vanderbilt can't really do much. Alabama and Texas proved that, and we just couldn't contain Pavia, man. And Eli Stowers. If you can't contain them, good luck. Good luck trying to win against the Vandy.
So. No doubt. We'll move up to you, Chin. What were you thinking about this game? What did you think about this Auburn team coming in with the interim head coach and DJ Durkin?
I expected Auburn to compete. Whenever Harsin got fired, Cadillac competed for the rest of the year. I kind of had that same thought process going into it. I like that they got Cam Coleman the ball a lot more.
Mm-hmm.
Singleton as well, not on just screens or reverses. But Vandy looked kind of like they did in the first half against Texas again. You go down 17-3, you score a touchdown right before half, and then Auburn did good getting down there and getting a field goal. But I don't know what happened at halftime. I guess the momentum was switched because they got that touchdown. But Cam Coleman makes one hell of a grab in the end zone. And then you go to overtime, and you don't throw him the ball the first 3 plays. You wait till 4th down. I feel like you could have, tried to get it to him first to third, because on 4th down, everybody in the stadium knew where it was going. But honestly, a good game from Auburn. I liked the way they played. They played good.
I was telling RJ earlier on the phone. I was on the way to church this morning. Got back home at 2:00 this morning. Got up at 8 to go to church. I'm on the way there. I'm talking on the phone with RJ. I'm like, man, if you're an Auburn fan, are you mad if they give Cam Coleman 4 targets in that overtime to try to win the game? And then also on the 4th down, you can't throw that ball into the stands. It can be picked off. It can be tipped around. It can be short, and he has to dive back for it, but you can't throw it out of reach. Was it a little bit of PI? Do you think the defender was grabbing him? Who knows? That's for somebody else to decide, not me. But that's
just a tough thing to call. Like, you're in Vandy. Like, you can't leave it up to the ref at that point.
Yeah, but I respect them.
If it was a lot better ball, catchable ball, I feel like it was still catchable, just hard. But if it was a lot more looked a lot more catchable, I feel like it would have been called pass interference. But
if it was more right there eye level, because you got to think Cam Coleman was jumping, it was over his head. If it was a little bit more eye level or in his chest, and he gets his hand grabbed, it's one thing. But just the position from the ref, is he able to make a play on that ball? Do you extend the game off of that? Who knows? Pork, we'll go to you.
I was happy with Auburn's offense. Given the loss, you played an offense that's impossible to stop. I mean, it's unless you can find a way to shut their rhythm down, they're going to sit there and do what they did all game long. And I mean, the defense, you can't say they didn't show up. You're just playing a weird offense. It's just hard to stop. Auburn has struggled with this team back-to-back years and then struggled with Pavia for 3 straight years.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's just I don't know. Defense could only really do what they could do, given our secondary has always been suspect this year. But I'm just glad we finally are starting to throw actual routes on our receivers instead of just go ball, hitch, screen, reverse. I'm just actually excited we're using the people we pay all the money for.
Offense looked a little bit more fluid, no doubt. This is probably one of the weaker defensive lines that Auburn has played thus far this season, and I feel like the pass rush on the quarterback has been a big issue for Auburn. Is that because Jackson Arnold stands in the pocket like a decoy, or is that because Ashton Daniels steps up and sacks? Who knows? But overall, a lot better of a performance from Auburn's offense. Let me ask. I want to start asking y'all questions. We'll start with you, Port. Do you think I'm asking the same question I asked RJ? Do you think Durkin's defensive performance was due to him being head coach this week? Do you think it was more of that issue why Auburn's defense didn't perform very well?
I mean, it definitely impacted it. I mean, you could see it, but also at the same time, I mean, these kids love Dirk on a different kind of level. I mean, they've all came out even after the loss. Keldrick, I think, said it best. Like, we're here to win, and we want these next group of guys to be able to be successful. I mean, he's always wanted Auburn to be the greatest school they could be, and Dirk, I think, wants the same thing. But I don't know. I think whether or not he stays the head coach or goes back to being defensive coordinator, which would be awesome. I think either way, you got to hire a big name in the offseason, coaching-wise.
Yeah. I mean, I agree with you. Or, we'll go to you, RJ. RJ, what do you think about Derek Nix and his offensive coordinator role in this game, the offensive performance? Do you think now, because obviously it was fire Derek Nix, fire Hugh Freeze, go ahead and clean slate. Do you think now it's the same, or you want to give Nix a couple more, maybe another season?
I can't really say that right now. I gotta wait for these next 2 games to finish up and let the season bow down and see how it goes with the offense.
Good answer. I was giving you a trap. I was trying to get you to say something you regretted. Chin, what do you think about DJ Durkin? Do you think he's going to stay there? Or do you think they're going to hire somebody else?
I think.
Wait, actually, hold on, Chin. Hold on. I was just about to ask RJ this because I keep seeing the smirking in the bottom left, and it's really throwing me off. I'm glad it was brought to the light. I really appreciate that. Anyways,
did
RJ,
you see the one above that too?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I did see that one actually.
They keep on calling me, man.
RJ, I was going to say, if you have something funny, share it with the class. But Chin, we'll go back to you. We'll get locked back in here. Do you think Durkin is the guy for Auburn?
As of right now, probably. Granted, he probably took a little bit away from the defensive side of it, and you could tell, but I think he'd breathe one of their best hires, if you could say that. Everybody loves him, like Will said. Keldrick said something about him today on Instagram that I saw. Everybody likes him. I think it was finally time you could finally see that there was just one guy calling offensive plays, and it showed, honestly. This was the first time all season that I've watched Auburn that Cam Coleman has ran a inside route, like a short in route. Me and Port talked about this last night. It was like, where's this been? Like, you get him the ball, he can make plays, but you can't just keep trying to throw chunks or little hitch routes on the sideline that he can't do nothing with.
Yeah. Cam Coleman shows up big in this game. I want to say this was his best game of the season, was it not?
High catches.
Yeah.
Yeah. They gave him the rock, which, I mean, it's what everybody wanted to happen. And
it wasn't.
Keep doing it, you might buy him another year.
The thing is, it wasn't just him either. I mean, Eric Singleton had a really good game. Malcolm Simmons had a little bit. Perry Thompson had a little bit. I mean, I think he was a problem, obviously.
Whenever you have 550 yards on offense, a lot of players are going to perform well, right?
Yeah.
That definitely helps whenever your highest game so far was 350, 325 against Baylor. So
you had that through the air with just your quarterback. I mean, that's what you like to see.
Yep, no doubt about it. We'll move now into what was the game of the week going into it. Texas Tech and BYU. Really an impressive performance by Texas Tech. And I kind of felt it was going to go this way. I thought BYU was a decent team, but this Texas Tech team is all around good. BYU does not score until the fourth quarter, by the way. It's a shutout until the third or until the fourth. 29-7, Texas Tech wins. Defensive line showed to be really good. Overall, Baron Morton played a pretty decent game, pretty solid game. Bear Bachmeyer, 1 touchdown, 1 interception, 23 for 38. The rushing attack for BYU just could not get going. Not a whole lot there to really be found. Not like in previous games for BYU. And that's credit to Texas Tech's defense. When you got guys at the linebacker position, when you got guys, Jacob Rodriguez is really who I'm talking about. He's a dog. If he doesn't win, every award in the country for a linebacker there is, the Buckus Award, etc., I don't know who is going to.
Xavier Atkins.
About to say number 17, wearing that orange and blue.
Atkins. Yeah, he's not bad either. SEC Defensive Player of the Year, maybe, but we're talking about the Buckus Award.
I think I had Texas Tech winning this game by 3 possessions, and I just didn't believe in this BYU offense. Honestly, I mean, all they do is run the ball, and they really haven't played anyone that had a really good defense like Texas Tech, and Texas Tech shut the run down, and they couldn't do anything. So
Texas Tech was running the ball down their throats in the first half. It was bad. I can't remember which one of the running backs it was, but I think I saw him get hit in the backfield, spin off, stiff arm somebody, and get hit again and spin off of him for like 20 yards. It was wild.
Well, whenever your quarterback's number 47, it just doesn't feel right. It just never feels right. You know what I'm saying?
Got a punter's number over there.
Yeah, Buddy's supposed to be coming off the edge. You know what I'm saying? Buddy's supposed to be blocking up the A gap, and now instead he's taking snaps at QB. Jim, what did you think about this game? What did you think about BYU and Texas Tech?
Texas Tech looked like they should have all year. Defense looked amazing. Jacob Rodriguez looked good. He had a really good interception. But just BYU could not get it going anywhere. Not through the air, not on the ground. They get a touchdown in the fourth quarter, and that's about all they had. And I think Texas Tech could be a team that could give the people in front of them fits if they do meet in the playoffs. But yeah, all around a good performance from Texas Tech.
No doubt about it. A really impressive win for Texas Tech. They'll be seeing each other, I'm sure, again before the end of the season during the conference championship week. We'll move to the 2025 Heisman odds and see where we're at now. Julian said this is per FanDuel, by the way. Julian Salem plus 160, Mendoza coming in at plus 170. So there's your 1 and 2. Todd Simpson plus 500 at 3. Marcel Reed at 4 plus 700. Pavia and Stockton 5 and 6 plus 2,000 plus 3,000. We'll talk about this, boys. I think we had a little bit of a discussion. I was kind of rage baiting earlier whenever we were talking about it. We'll talk about it now. I want you to give your 5-1, starting with 5. We'll go with you first.
You probably put Pavia at 5, Ty at 4, and then I would go Sayin 3, Mendoza 2, Marcel Reed 1. I'm still big on him. I'm gonna. Until he shows otherwise, I'm gonna stay big on him.
Mm-hmm. So you said Sayin 3, Mendoza 2. Is that right?
Yeah, just based off of the environments that Mendoza's had to win, basically just win in. He went to Penn State. Didn't they play at Oregon as well?
Yeah, they played at Oregon. I think Sayin had the better Penn State win. I'm just going to go ahead and put that out there. I think Sayin had the better.
I could agree with that, yeah. But when you look at, you compare that Oregon win to that Texas win, that Oregon win's way more impressive.
Yeah, I don't disagree with you there, especially whenever you play Texas at the beginning of the year. Marcel Reed at 1 is just – obviously I think he's top 5 or right there around the top 5, but quarterback play in general, they found ways to win games. But just overall quarterback play, he hasn't been very impressive. Not very impressive, but as impressive as some of the guys that you could probably put in front of him. But I could also see where you could make a case for him to be pretty high up there. RJ, what's your
plus 700?
Take his plus 700. See where he's at the end of the year. RJ, what you got for us? 5, 3, 1.
I'm gonna go Mendoza, Sayan, Pavia, Ty Simpson, and then Marshall Reed.
So you
That's
got Reed
5
at
to
1,
1.
or you got
Huh?
it 1 to 5 there.
You said what?
Like
Mendoza 1.
okay,
Sayan 2.
I said 5
Pavia
to 1. I was
3.
like, whoa, what are we
Oh
doing?
no, my bad.
Ooh.
I misheard you there, brother.
So Mendoza 1,
Yeah,
Simpson 2,
Mendoza 1, Sayan 2,
Sayan 2. Respect.
Pavia 3, Simpson 4, Reed 5.
So okay, I agree with basically your whole list except for the switch between Pavia and Simpson.
I mean, Pavia's last 2 games. I mean, Ty Simpson hasn't been looking hot to me, and Pavia's last 2 games compared to Ty Simpson's last 2 games. I mean, Pavia has 350 plus yards in both games. They played against 2 good defenses. Then Ty Simpson, on the other hand, I mean, he still did good. I think he had like 230 plus yards each game, last 2 games. But Pavia took his spot from him.
So let me. This is the problem, right?
And also, Pavia is higher in QBR than Simpson too. So
Yeah, I mean, I'm not arguing that he's higher than in QBR, but I'm also they already had a head-to-head game, which Simpson won. Pavia had 2 turnovers in, and you're basing it off of the past 2 games. But what has he done throughout the season to make you
I mean,
more
they've
impressed?
been close all season. Also,
True Auburn fan talking about how close they are.
I mean, I should hate Pavia. I'm an Auburn fan. I should hate Pavia.
Yeah, I mean, I don't get me wrong. I think Pavia's a great quarterback, but he lost against Texas.
That doesn't
lost
matter.
against
It's,
Bama.
we're talking about Heisman rewards. We're not talking about
I know,
winning
but
rewards.
But doesn't one
You
of the best?
can't be a Heisman with the losing team.
Travis
I
Hunter, Caleb Williams, Brandon
do
I
you-
Daniels.
say a big part
Where
of
they
it is
win?
finding ways to win with your team, right?
Well,
that not
given, I
correct?
mean, you go look at the skill level on both of the, like all of those players' teams they had. I mean, Jaden Daniels had a pretty subpar LSU team he was playing on. Let's be real. And Caleb
Look at the
Williams
wide
was
receiver
playing in
core.
a stacked division.
That makes the debate even better. Pavia's carrying Vandy. Vandy wouldn't be nothing if it wasn't for Pavia. That's
No,
why
that
Pavia's
scheme,
3 for me.
That's a scheme. That scheme is like a defense buster, dude. Like you have to game plan around. Like it's hard to even game plan.
You got a
around
game
what
plan
you would
around
game plan.
Pavia. If you stop Pavia, Vandy ain't nothing. But you can't stop Pavia. He's really good. I mean,
Well,
that's why he's up by 3.
I don't disagree
Bama
with you
stopped.
at all. I don't disagree with you at all. But Bama held him to 14. He didn't play very hot in that game. He had 2 turnovers in the red zone. So when I'm talking about head to head, what has Ty Simpson done to make you put him behind Pavia? Because he was ahead of him.
Just the
So
past 2
you
games.
say he's played bad in the past 2 games?
I mean, he didn't. He hasn't played bad, but Pavia has been playing a lot better than Ty Simpson. You can't tell me he hasn't.
I
Playing
can
a
tell you
lot.
he did. He's been playing. He's not been playing like you're saying he has. Like, yeah, stats
Oh
don't
my
lie.
God. No.
But no, listen.
Pavia has
We're
done
there.
a lot better job than Ty Simpson the past 2 games. What are you talking about?
Okay, Ty Simpson leads a comeback at South Carolina.
Okay.
Well, that's past game.
Last
Past
time
2
I
games.
checked, Jermaine Bernard scored that last touchdown, by the way. time I checked.
Okay. Who was the quarterback that threw him the touchdown before to cut it to a one score game?
You
I
see
don't
what
know.
Alex said, Turtle?
Yeah, no, I agree with Alex.
That's ball. That's ball.
Yeah, talking about Ty Simpson 2 and 14 and with passes that are 30 yards to downfield or more. I saw that stat earlier today as well, and that's what we were talking about earlier. But I mean, I was talking about earlier whenever we did the preview for Alabama or the recap for Alabama is that Ty Simpson's deep ball has been off. I'm not disagreeing. I just want to get RJ's complete take, and I want to kind of break down what he's saying. RJ, do you think what you have Pavia? Who's in front of Pavia for you?
Mendoza and Sayan.
Mendoza and Sayan. Do you think as the season continues to play out, do you think Pavia has to go on the road to Tennessee? Is that correct?
Yes.
So
Yes.
whenever he
I got a
goes on
question.
the road to Tennessee, if he loses that game, where does he end up for you in this whole run?
It just depends how he plays that game, man. You're not ranking the Heisman off of wins, man.
I'm not saying awful wins, but if he goes there and he has a little bit of a struggle game, where does he end up for you? Or maybe not even a struggle game, just a mediocre game. Where does he end up for you?
I'm
Like,
not
do you
sure.
think What I'm asking is
it depends on how the other quarterbacks play too. So you can't
What I'm-
really. I mean,
what I'm
that's
asking
not
is
making any sense to me.
no. What I'm asking is, do you think Pavia will continue to remain up there in the top 4 of the Heisman rankings till the end of the season with Kentucky and Tennessee left on his schedule?
Top 5. I mean, Kentucky's defense. I mean, I feel like Pavia was torch Kentucky's defense and also Tennessee's. Tennessee's secondary is god awful, not god awful, but mid tier.
Mhm.
So I feel like Pavia will be really up there in the Heisman talk, 1 or 2 by the end of the year.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was getting at, by the way. That's what I wasn't trying to say. Do you think what I was saying the question wrong, but that's kind of what I was getting at. Do you think, based off of what he has left on the schedule, do you think he'll be up there at the top of the Heisman ranking towards the end of the season? So Pavia for you is ahead of Simpson. Then you have Mendoza and Sayin in front as well. You have Mendoza at 1.
Mendoza at 1, Sayin at 2, Pavia at 3, Ty Simpson at 4, then Marcel Reed at 5.
Okay. Why is Mendoza ahead of Sayin for you?
I don't know. Mendoza just looks like they have played a better comp to me. They have. And Mendoza just looks really good to me. Better
Who's
than
the
Sayin.
Are you referring to Oregon being better than Texas as far as better comp?
Yes, I do. Because
like
I think Oregon was their 5th or 6th game of the season. Texas was Ohio State's first game.
And at home. Yeah. Now
So,
they both just played Penn State, back to back?
I
And
believe so.
yeah. And Indiana, Mendoza makes a hell of a job driving down the field, ends up winning the game for him. Do you reward him for that? Is that his Heisman moment whenever Sayin went for 4 touchdowns the week before against obviously Ohio State's defense is amazing, but Sayin is highest in completion percentage in the country right now, highest in PFF for football for quarterbacks. Do you think this Penn State game was just like a complete boost for Mendoza in the Heisman rankings, or do you think it could potentially hurt him compared to Sayin?
It could honestly hurt him, but also, I mean, that's Mendoza's first game he struggled in. Let's be honest here. Also, so I'm gonna keep Mendoza at 1.
He struggled against Maryland, 200 yards, a pick, and a touchdown.
I mean, they still blew Maryland out though.
Yeah, I was just kind of getting at, do you reward him for the comeback win as far as the Heisman rankings because of what Ohio State was able to do, or what Sayin was able to do?
I mean, reward him. I mean, he went down the field, marched down the field, and got that last minute touchdown.
So
it was a hell of a catch, though.
Do you penalize Sayin for going 20 of 23, 316 and 4 touchdowns against?
No, Sayin moved up on my list.
I mean, I know
it wasn't even on my top 5.
But basically, what I'm getting at is, do you think that Sayin and Mendoza, who has the better Penn State win between the two?
Oh, I guess Sayin. I mean,
what I'm saying is Mendoza's comeback win better than, is Mendoza's comeback win better than Sayin's just complete blowout win, like where he performed really well, is what I'm saying.
Yeah. I said that.
I know. That's all I was trying to get at. That's all. Chin, we'll move to you. What's your Heisman rankings?
5-1 or 1-5?
Yeah, 5-1. 5-1.
At 5, Pavia. 4, I'm gonna get hate, but Mendoza. 3, Marcel Reed. 2, Ty, and number 1, Sayin.
Okay, so Juan Mendoza at 4.
He just hadn't really impressed me this year. Like, yeah, he had a good drive to end the game against Penn State, but He had a good game against Oregon. Yeah, he had good games, but you go 218, 1 touchdown, 1 interception against Penn State. You get the touchdown at the end of the game, 75 yards added on at the end of the game. He had 201 against Maryland, who's 4-4. I don't know. Not a fan of him, we'll put it that way. But I like Marcel Reed better than him. Marcel Reed plays a lot better, competition and tie. But then I'm not gonna knock Sayin because he's easily the best quarterback in the country right now.
But he hasn't played any competition yet.
Texas. And he plays Michigan at the end of the year.
I think that's
And
the game where
Who else,
you're going
who
to see
else
it.
ranked does Indiana play? Nobody. So yeah, they play the same amount of ranked teams throughout the year. 2.
So let me ask you this: Why? What do you think? Do you think Haynes King should even be up there anywhere near the top 7 Heisman, top 5 in Heisman? Like,
I
has
think he
anybody
should.
called a Haynes King? Has anybody called a Georgia Tech game? We were talking about Pavia and what he's doing carrying this Vanderbilt team, but look at Haynes King over at Georgia Tech. What he's doing? Does he deserve the same treatment? Well, whoever
really
wants to answer
watched
can have it.
I haven't really caught much of him this season, man. I'm gonna be honest with you. It's been, I don't know. I just hadn't really seen much of him.
Because what he has, like, I want to say 14 rushing touchdowns this season, non-passing. Let me see. Let me just pull it up. Let's see. He's got almost 1,900 passing yards, 9 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, 14 rushing touchdowns. With
God almighty.
yeah, with 800 all or 750 all-purpose yards. So, do you put him ahead of Pavia?
No.
Why not?
You
Why
wait,
not?
so he's responsible for 23 touchdowns and 3 picks.
23 touchdowns and 2 picks.
Oh, that's even. Ooh.
And his loss to NC State, he put up 41. It was really a defensive loss for Georgia Tech in that game.
I haven't caught much of him, but I mean, you read the numbers off. Like on paper, he sounds like.
Dude, go watch a Georgia Tech game. We want to talk about Pavia, Karen, Vandy. Go watch a Georgia Tech game and see what Haynes King is doing.
So I've heard.
What are you talking about?
heard the
Haynes King
story.
has 9 touchdowns of the season.
Passing
Plus
touchdowns.
his
Look
14
up
rushing
stats.
yards.
Look up Haynes King rushing stats for this year.
Can I go a little off topic off the Georgia Tech game and bring up a game that I'd been talking about that could trip up somebody all week?
What you got?
That Wake Forest Virginia game.
Yeah. Oh,
Oh, buddy.
Dude, I called it. I said Robbie Ashford was going to have a career day. I don't know if you did or not. I didn't really catch it. I was just catching the updates, like in between all the other games I was watching. But I just checked the score because I never saw who won, and it was 16-9.
Yeah. Louisville and Virginia fall this week, by the way. So your ACC, you have 5 teams
Wide
tied
open.
first, by the way. It is completely. I mean, if you're an ACC fan, go ahead and say a prayer for them.
Florida State's on the come up now. Better look out.
One of the
My
worst
fault.
losses Bama can have.
That's on
ever. That's just, dude, it's so rough to watch them just continue week in, week out, just continue to struggle.
I feel bad for the people that pull for Auburn and Florida State. That's a rough life. That's gotta hurt.
I don't understand how you can do that. Yeah, no doubt. Jeremiah Love could also be in there, be up in that Heisman talk. Like I said, Haynes King could be in there. Chambliss could be in there as well,
Yeah.
pretty easily. Whenever you're
If
playing for
Chambliss-
Lane
I agree
Kiffin.
with what Alex said. Alex said if Chambliss starts the whole season, he'd run away with the award.
Yeah, he would
I
definitely
agree
be
with
up
it.
there.
I'm just still concerned that he's not even
In the
considered.
top 10. Yeah.
Like I'm just like, cause he has been balling out for this Ole Miss team. He's been winning them games, really.
I'm pretty sure he is. What is he, like 8?
Did he finally squeeze in?
I want to say he did squeeze in. I mean, obviously they really usually only go off of what top 5, but I'm pretty sure he is like top 10 or top 8. But he's playing ball nonetheless. Lane Kiffin quarterback. As long as you can fit into this system and start playing and do what he wants you to do, you can. And he's a winner too. I mean, what you got, Winnidad, Chambliss?
Winnidad Wambless.
Yeah, you see they're hanging flags from the stadium. I mean, the fans love him. It's been really fun
That's
to
crazy.
watch. What's the take on the Lane Kiffin situation?
Hey,
You think
Turtle,
he's still leaving?
I got a question. Off Ole Miss. Did your dog bet hit last week?
Which one?
Your super dog that you called out on stream?
Which
I don't
one?
remember what you said it was.
I want to say it was not the Mississippi State game. Goodness gracious. Why can I not remember my own super
Goodness
dogs last week?
gracious.
I had it wrote down. Why can I not remember my own super
Go,
dogs
go,
last
go
week?
look at your notes.
Let me
Because
check.
my super dog hit. I had Iowa plus 6.5.
Dude, why can I not remember? I think I had Mississippi State actually.
I think so.
Yeah, I did a lot of hyping up Mississippi State on the
Yeah, Pork was
back
so
side of the
gassed about
podcast.
Mississippi State.
I'm going to be honest. I was looking at it. I was getting excited. I was like, yeah, we're about to watch Georgia fall. And then I checked the score, and it was like a whole bunch to a little. And I was like, yeah, this is not a good. This is going to suck Sunday. This is really going to suck.
Yeah. AP top 25. You have a bunch of teams shifting around. What BYU falls back to 12. Like I said, the two ACC teams fall back a little bit further. We don't have it pulled up. We'll talk about it on Tuesday whenever they drop the rankings because really and truly, we're not really worried about the AP top 25 now. More so worried about the just college football rankings, what they have to say for us. But I'll give my top 5 Heisman picks real quick, just for since we've already gone through everybody else. At 5, I got Pavia. Haynes King is right there behind him. I want to say I like Pavia. I like his attitude. I like what he's doing with Vanderbilt. Do I think he could have capitalized and maybe got himself up higher? Yes, I do, but he has not. 4, I want to throw Reed in there, Marcel Reed in there. He's playing ball. Texas A&M continues to. I mean, they dismantled LSU, they dismantled Mizzou. Just Texas A&M's on a roll, and a lot of it is due to Marcel Reed being able to continue to perform as well as he is. He's a couple interceptions away from being even higher on this list.
Back-to-back road games, no?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Number 3, I got Simpson. Ty, man, he's leaving a lot on the field right now. He's playing good ball. Don't get me wrong, but I feel like there's a lot more that Alabama could capitalize on. Like a lot of these games should not be as close as they can. You could say, "Oh, time of possession." Well, you look back at the Alabama game with LSU. I think in the third quarter, LSU was winning the time of possession by like 3 minutes. So I just don't know or 3 or 5 minutes in the end of the third or the middle of the fourth. I can't remember it right off the top of my head, but I think Ty Simpson's leaving a lot on the field, especially with deep passes. He missed 3 in that game last night, and I think he has a lot of room to improve. There's a lot of times where I feel like he drops back to throw the deep ball and it slips out of his hand. Like I said earlier in the podcast, I've seen it go straight up in the air, at least in 3 games this year, where it's just looked like he went to launch and it just early release straight up in the air, duck ball, and it's underthrown. We ended up getting a PI call on 2 of those though. Number 2 and number 1's interchangeable. I think this is going to be decided in the championship game when we get to conference championship week. Sayin and Mendoza. Sayin's playing good ball. Sayin is one of he's right up there. He potential to break records for accuracy. He's like Joe Burrow level accuracy right now. Yeah, I mean, he's playing really good ball. Obviously, he's got the number 1 receiving core in the country there with him, but he also is the number 1 passer rating quarterback in the country as well. So he's obviously doing something right. The receivers can't get the ball to themselves. The receivers can't throw the ball to themselves. And there's still a lot of room to grow for this kid. He's going to be unbelievable in the next couple of years of college football. But right now, I would say Mendoza probably has the better win with Oregon. So I'm going to put Mendoza at 1, Sayin at 2. And like I said, I think that's decided in conference championship. I really think that they kind of have a gap. I think there's a big gap between 2. There's a bigger gap between 2 and 3 than there is between 1 and 2. Meaning that Simpson's further back from those 2 more than anything. And I think your conference championship is basically going to decide who wins the Heisman, more or less, as long as one of these 2 quarterbacks don't have a completely blow up game. But yeah, so Mendoza at 1, Sayin at 2, Simpson at 3, Reed at 4, Pavia at 5. I think that's been the same for 3 weeks in a row now for me, 2 weeks in a row now. And I really don't see it change until the end of the year. Any comments, questions, concerns?
Not particularly related to your list. I just thought of something else. It's about Auburn's quarterback situation, but we can talk about that literally whenever.
Actually, let's open back up this can of worms. Let's go back to some Auburn football. I love talking about Auburn football. That's probably one of my favorite hobbies this year.
So I think like there's something in the air. Like it's in the air what you can do with your quarterback room right now. Because Ashton Daniels still has his red shirt. He has not played in 4 games yet. This next game will be his 4th game. Deuce Knight, you can either let him play the rest of the season or redshirt him and then struggle the rest of the year out with take a sack Arnold. But I honestly think you put Deuce Knight in the rest of the year, redshirt Ashton Daniels. I mean, you still get your redshirt out of Deuce and Ashton Daniels, and they'll both have another year of eligibility next year.
Can I tell you why that's not going to happen? Because Durkin wants to prove that he can be a head coach, and
Correct.
Ashton Daniels gives him the best chance to win. So whenever you go and play Bama, Deuce Knight, he's going to be a great player, but he would get eaten alive if that's his first college or one of his first big college games. So I think Ashton Daniels, there's no way you do that to Deuce Knight. At least in my thoughts. RJ, what you got to say?
No, I agree with Dalton. I don't think that's going to happen. Durkin wants to show he can be a head coach and win, and also this is another thought about Auburn's quarterback situation. Do we keep Ashton Daniels for next year? Is a question. Big question
Absolutely.
for Auburn right now.
Well, let me ask you,
Absolutely
do you
keep him.
think Deuce Knight stays next year? Because
No.
in that case, you got to keep Ashton Daniels unless you're going to bring somebody in from the transfer portal. And also, what's your head coaching position look like? So I think that question is a little premature based off the other things you have on your slate if you're Auburn, right?
Yeah.
I think if you keep Cam Coleman and Eric Singleton, that's your best chance of keeping Deuce Knight. But if you lose one of the two or both of them, Deuce is gone. Because he was on the sidelines celebrating, watching Cam Coleman jump over people.
Well,
Saturday.
dude, Pete Nakos on 3 Reporter, he tweeted during the Auburn game, and he's like, whoever steps into this Auburn team next year, if they're able to retain talent, are going to have a gold mine if they can just get the offense going. Cam Coleman.
That's what I was telling Will about. I couldn't remember who
Knight.
said it, but
yeah, I mean, it is true, but you got to be able to retain those players, and I think Durkin's has your best chance of doing that. But is he going to be your head coach? Probably not. Who is okay? We'll talk about this while we're on the Auburn coach talk because I feel like there's a lot to talk about with Auburn right now because of the situation that they're in. We'll talk about who do you think is Auburn's head coaching favorite right now? Do you think it'll be Durkin? Or do you think it'll be Summerall? Can you throw Kiffin in there? What you got?
Definitely Summerall. Summerall is going to be the guy. If Auburn hires anyone, definitely Summerall.
If Summerall's hired, since he's a defensive minded head coach, do they get rid of Durkin?
Yes.
No. The second Durkin leaves, you lose half your defense and a quarter of your offense. The second Durkin leaves, he's more of a locker room presence than anything.
Well, Summerall's a defensive-minded head coach, and Summerall is going to take over that defense, and Durkin's not going to like that. So Durkin's either going to get fired or leave.
Though I don't think let me go ahead and say this. I don't think it's a good idea to get rid of Durkin. But do I think
I don't think so either. I don't think so either.
I knew RJ was going to agree with me on that. I don't think either of us think it's a good idea to get rid of Durkin. I don't think anybody in the country besides the head coach that's coming into the job that wants his own staff there thinks it's a good idea to get rid of Durkin. And I agree with what Roland said in the chat. You have to keep Durkin to keep your roster. That's 100% correct. He's going to be able to retain your players better than anybody else in the country could.
Crane from Crane. I was listening today, this morning, and he thinks you should fire everyone, all the staff. They're losers. He's saying. I don't agree. I typically agree with Crane a lot, but I don't agree with Crane on that. I feel like we should keep Durkin as head coach. Honestly, I mean, if you hire Summerall, I mean, Durkin's not going to stay. I'm just saying this right now. Summerall's going to take over that defense. Durkin's not going to stay.
I think Durkin's going to be able to get looks from other colleges to be a head coach.
I do too. Like a small. What's the other names for colleges right now that needs a coach? Like small, like not
UAB.
Small,
We got UAB. There's so. I mean, and
he could turn around and replace Summerall at Tulane if he wanted to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, they knocked off Memphis this weekend.
Yep.
Yeah. That
USF back in it. And James
I don't know.
Madison.
JMU's been jumped in.
I think Kenny Dillingham is kind of ruled out. He's already came out and said he's not going anywhere. Brent Key is another guy to look at Georgia Tech. He could be a possible, but it's a success made from Haynes King. Who knows? Clark Lee.
Oh, Kiffin signed a 4-year extension today.
Oh, really? I didn't know that,
Yes,
actually.
4 years, $4 million. I saw that.
4 years.
I'll find it real quick and see who posted it.
Did
It's just a troll account on Twitter. Somebody's burner.
Yeah. I don't
was
see
just-
that anymore.
It was just me, Chen. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually don't see that. See if you can find it, though. Drinkwitz at Missouri. Missouri fans are wanting to get rid of Drinkwitz right now. I saw on
I don't
several.
know why.
I don't know. I saw on several different message boards today that Missouri fans are pissed about Drinkwitz, and it's because of some of the coaching calls in the Texas A&M game, which I wasn't able to watch all of it. So I'm
I
not
was
gonna-
about to say, they better offer Lane Kiffin a lot more than $4 million.
I was about to say $4 million to stay over going to
Yeah.
Florida or
$400
LSU.
million.
They're gonna get the bag
Yeah.
thrown at them.
Yeah.
Who else? Alex Golish at USF. He's a talk for it. John Summerall, obviously, he's a talk for it.
Glenn Schumann.
Glenn Schumann, defense coordinator at Georgia. But really and truly, I think also Travarius Robinson, by the way, he could also be a good DC if you want to come to Auburn. Maybe you put Durkin at head coach. Look for Travarius Robinson. He's a co-defensive coordinator at Georgia / defensive back coach. He used to be a Bama coach, which he got taken from us when Saban retired, sadly.
Will Muschamp. Hear me out.
Will Muschamp. Ugh.
Oh, boy.
Ugh. But a lot of potential spots for this Auburn job. I'd say John Summerall is probably your favorite right now.
Oh, I got trolled. It was no 3, not on 3. My fault.
That's
I
crazy.
misread
Attaboy.
that.
That's crazy. Oh man, that's rough.
That's
That's
crazy.
understandable
Babe.
though.
Yeah.
National championship odds at this current moment. We'll go through the top 5. Ohio State is at plus 200. Indiana plus 550. Texas A&M plus 750. Alabama plus 800. Georgia plus 1,000. Who's your Heisman favorite? Oh my. National championship favorite right now at the moment. If you had to give your way too early predictions for the national championship this year, Pork, we'll start with you. Auburn Tigers.
Texas A&M
Ooh.
next.
Texas A&M. Overall, probably one of the best looking all around teams in the country currently.
D. Ain't no Crawley. D.
Yeah. RJ, we'll go to you. What you got for us?
God. I want to say Ohio State, man. But nope. I'm going Texas A&M.
Ooh,
Converted him.
a little double
Fellow
Texas
Aggie
A&M
blazer.
action.
Yeah.
What? Why are you saying that? Just because all around play?
Well, yeah, all around play, and now they don't have much good games on their schedule. I mean, they got South Carolina, and that's it. And
SEC championship more than likely. Texas.
that too.
You'll see,
I forgot about that.
Bama
But
and
And Texas.
I feel like Texas A&M will be more ready in the playoffs than any other team.
Yeah.
In other conferences, like SEC teams will be okay, will be good in the playoff, I believe. Because
Unless they just start beating up on each other. Like
Yeah, it
like
depends
it's
on
probably
roster.
gonna happen.
Yes, I agree with Jen.
Because I mean, you got two teams that hate each other with A&M and Texas playing at the end of the year, and then say A&M remains undefeated, they either play Bama or Georgia, and then you have Bama who still has to play Auburn and Oklahoma, and Georgia's still got to play Georgia Tech, which Georgia Tech could give them some fits like they did last year.
I might step on some toes here. Bama drops one of the two between Oklahoma and Auburn. It's
I don't. Okay, let me give you this.
Someone
if they
in
do
Texas,
drop
they
one
drop-
of the two,
they'll
are they
drop
knocked
both.
out of the playoffs?
No, they won't drop. Something crazy would have to happen behind them in order for that to happen. But I
don't
still
know,
don't
man.
think they drop that far.
I feel like they dropped the game against Auburn. They may.
I think
Yeah,
they'd
right.
be
Out
they'd
of
be
the
7 or
playoffs?
8.
It depends on what the game looks like.
Yeah.
If Auburn comes through and dogs Bama out, maybe. But let's be real. That's not
Yeah, we're talking
hope it happens.
hypotheticals, huh?
for my team's sake, but it's just not going to happen. We got to be honest here.
And then, I mean, say they drop one of the two, then what do you look at SEC championship wise? You can't say Georgia because Bama's got the win over Georgia.
But
That's
also,
just- throwing that out there. There are a lot of one-loss teams in there.
Jen, who's your national championship favorite?
Texas Tech.
Texas Tech.
Throwing a little wild ball here. Texas Tech.
That's
they would
extreme rate fade. I
play-
love it.
They would play, as of right now, bracketology from some dude on Twitter. On3 reposted it. Texas Tech would open with Georgia Tech. I think they have too much for Georgia Tech to stop them. Their defense is real good, and their offense can also play. And then they turn around and would play Indiana. I think Texas Tech defense could stop the Indiana passing game like Penn State did. And then they would have to play either A&M, Texas, or I think it was Ole Miss. I'm not real sure. I had it pulled up, but I don't anymore. But I think that would just be probably one of the easier sides you'd play on, because the other side you play Georgia, Ohio State, Bama. I think whoever is on the 2 and 3 side would have a better odds at making the national championship than somebody on the 1 and 4 side. Yeah, here it is. Because you go, Ohio State plays the winner of Oregon and Notre Dame. I think that'll still be a good game. Bama plays the winner of Georgia and Tulane. Ole Miss, Texas play, and then they play A&M, Texas Tech, and Georgia Tech, and then Indiana would play the winner. I think Texas Tech, they're just my favorite. I like the way they played Saturday. We'll put it that way.
Yeah. Defense
Tim
was
likes
good.
the unis.
The unis were tough.
The dynasty
but then
rebuild
again,
is crazy.
Hey,
you add on to it, was BYU that bad, or was Texas Tech that good? Or is it just the day? Somebody has an off day. Is it? I mean, there's a lot of questions around it. I mean,
Well, you'll probably see them too play
3
again,
games.
too.
Yeah, they'll play again Big 12 championship.
Unless
Unless Utah Utes sneak in there and take that.
be real.
Yeah,
Be real.
they will be in there. I'm sure they'll be at least in the running for it. But I think, for me, as much as it hurts me to say this, because I would rather just not say it, right? I think I got Ohio State winning at the moment. And the reason for that is because Texas A&M is a really good all-around complete team. But Ohio State's defense is ridiculous. I don't know if you watched them play ball. I don't know if you watched Caleb Downs play ball, but if he was still in a Bama jersey, oh my Lord. That kid is playing some football. I think Ohio State defensive line is good. I think in the trenches they're good. I want to see them play against Indiana for sure, which I still think Ohio State will have the advantage in the trenches in that game. I think Jeremiah Smith. The receiving core for Ohio State, Julian Sands throwing the ball in every window you could expect a veteran quarterback to throw it into, and he's a first year. It's just there's a lot for Ohio State that's going in the right direction, and they don't have the games down the stretch that some of these SEC teams have that could potentially lead them into getting beat up, and that's why some teams like Ohio State that maybe have a lower strength of schedule will have the ability to have an advantage going into playoffs whenever you do maybe have a little bit less injuries or a little bit less competition to play throughout the year. But there's also the flip side of that, like you're battle tested and you go into the playoffs, look good going in there. You've already played in some big games, but Ohio State, I think, is probably the most complete team in the nation right now. And I think you got A&M behind them and then Indiana third. Bama, the reason I don't have Bama winning it, even though I'm a Bama fan, is because the run game is not there between the tackles. While you do have these short screens, you do have dinky dunk screens to the outside that are not counted as rushes, but they are rushes, quote unquote. Whenever you can't run in between the tackles, it takes away a lot of your game. And especially whenever Ryan Grubb, I'm not throwing shade to Ryan Grubb, he's a great offensive coordinator, but a lot of times our first down play calls are right up the middle, put us in second and long, and then it just puts us in a bad spot. And until we can get our run blocking straightened up, then it's going to be an issue. Defense is playing lights out, though. A&M, Marcel Reed, it's just a matter of time for me with him. I think I want to see him continue to be consistent, and then we'll talk about it later in the playoffs. And then Indiana, you just had to come back against Penn State, which they had the interim boost, whatever you want to say, but Ohio State didn't seem to slack off with them. So that's my reasoning for that. Ole Miss is still in there. Georgia's still in there. Georgia, I don't think it's a good Georgia team, but it's not as good as what we've seen in the past. So that's why I'm not boosting them way up there. Ole Miss always finds a way to choke. I mean, they have good teams, and past couple of years now, Jackson Dart's team was good, etc. But they always find a way to kind of drop a game towards the end of the season.
Matt Corral or Corral. Was it Matt Corral?
Matt Corral.
Corral.
Yeah. Matt Corral. Gotta love Matt
Corral.
Corral.
Matt
Well,
Corral.
he's at the Birmingham Stallions now, is he not?
Yeah.
I
Yes.
want to say he is.
I think he still is.
Texas Tech is a good
Pete,
as well. Yeah.
3 of them.
Oh yeah, the Stallions, baby. That's the real football we should probably be doing podcast about. Just want to put that out there.
So we watched the CFL.
Yeah.
Binge
it's not a
watch
good-
every game of the CFL up to now.
It's not bad. You can see destroying kicking field goals.
Siri just heard me
become a
talking about
hockey
the CFL and she
podcast.
stopped talking to me. Sorry, I'm getting listened to over here.
Do you think Notre Dame has what it takes to make a deep run to the playoffs?
They could.
Yeah.
They could.
Probably not. Freshman quarterback. I mean, you still got the experience with Jeremiah Love, but once you get to these tough teams, he's not going to carry you like he has been.
Well, it's going to be interesting to watch this upcoming week of college football. Oklahoma comes to Bama. They're playing for a chance to stay to get into the playoffs and not be on the outside looking in or the
That's gonna
first
be a
team
game.
out.
That's gonna be a game for Bama, right there.
Yeah,
Oklahoma game.
I mean, it's going to be a hard one, especially whenever you're playing a defense that is just as is better than LSU's defense that you just saw this past
And
week.
coming off a bye week.
Mhm.
Well rested.
RJ, give me an early prediction for this game.
I'm gonna have to go. I'm going to Oklahoma, man. I'm sorry. I mean, I've been going with Alabama this whole season, except for the Florida State game and Georgia game. But man, Oklahoma, man, y'all can't get that run game together. Oklahoma will win that game. If y'all can't get the run game going.
Think John Mateer will have a good game, or you think it's going to be a little bit
I
of
do.
an offensive
If
struggle?
Oklahoma wins, John Mateer is going to have a really good game. I'm talking about 300 plus passing yards.
Hold on 1 second. Chat, ban her. Ban her.
Woo!
That's my
a
girl.
good take right there. I don't know. That girl needs a ring.
That's my girl right there. That's my girl.
What? Hey. That's crazy. That's crazy. Wow.
Oh man. Auburn's at the bye week this week. Do you think they're able to squeak it out, Port?
I don't know. It's gonna be tough. I mean, I think really and truthfully, our secondary needs to step up and just start playing some football. Caleb Harris, he probably needs to be benched. And Preston Howard, FBI, investigate that man. He is shaving points. Okay,
He's got
I'm gonna
parlays.
call it now.
Oh my. Well, week 11 or what? Week 12. Sorry, is going to be an interesting week. Nonetheless. Tuesday we'll be here for the college football playoff prediction show and the previews for all the games that week. Is there anything else y'all want to touch on before we get out of here?
I think
I'm
I
chilling.
take Mateer to throw for about 5.
5 tutties for Mateer.
I think he throws for 3 and then gets punched in on 2.
Oh,
He'll be responsible for 5 easy.
oh
You think
my.
it'll be a high scoring matchup?
Oh yeah, I think so. I think that if Mateer can get going, he is going to be borderline impossible. So I mean, look at the Auburn game. Look whenever he played Auburn, he played half that game with a broke hand and was still balling against a
Oklahoma's
top defense.
is really good, man.
That's only you just got to worry about their secondary. That's their big. They have a good pass rush, obviously, but I think the sack number kind of got inflated based off the decision making from Auburn's quarterback and coaching at the time.
Yeah.
If you're Auburn, where does Jackson Arnold go?
JMU preferably.
He's following Hugh
He gets-
Freeze wherever Hugh Freeze
The
lines up.
Alabama State Yellow Jackets. That's where
Turks
I
and
want him to
Caicos.
be. Turks. No. Who's the guy,
Who's the guy
yapping in the
yapping in
camo?
the camo? That's a good
God, that's a
point.
really small picture.
Okay. All right.
Oh,
I think we need to end this one now while we're ahead.
No, it's been fun. Anyways, Tuesday, college football playoff prediction show, weekly previews. This has been the RD podcast. My name's Dalton. Pork on the bottom side, RJ on the other side, and then Chen on the other side of me. Appreciate y'all stopping by. We'll catch you next time.